Let's get started on the interface by defining some access control in the micropost controller test. I should save this here. Both the create and destroy actions should be protected. In particular, they should require logged in users, so let's set that up. Let's just use the first of these fixtures. Remember, here they are. Just using this one here. And as with the analogous test for users, let's do that. Users controller test. So remember, we did this here. Let's look for assert no difference. Here it is. So we're just going to make the analog of these two. Although actually it's just the analog of this one here for the create action and for the destroy action. So let's try that. Assert no difference in the micropost count. And that's if we post to create. And we have to give it the right parameters here so that the route resolves. And we should probably redirect to the root URL here. This is the standard place we redirect when someone tries to do something they shouldn't. This is the same thing here, except I'm going to issue a delete request. And that needs an ID, which is just the micropost. Remember, Rails converts this to the corresponding ID. So let's save that, take a look at our tests. Right, they should both be red. And actually, the error here indicates a failure to generate the route. I'm a little surprised by that. Oh, and that's because of this post, it should be a delete request. Oh, it should be delete destroy. Right, there we go. Yeah, so now these are the errors I was expecting, namely that it can't find the destroy action or the create action. Good. So let's define those. Should be a different error. Right now it's missing the template, it says. But of course we really want to redirect, so we can just put a filter in here. Now we did this before, remember, in the users controller. We have this before action logged in user. So we basically want the same line here, except instead of these four, we just want create and destroy in this line here, the list of actions being protected. We save that though. Now it's going to complain that we don't have this before filter in the micropost controller. And that's true. It's defined down here. It's defined in the users controller. And that was fine before, that we only needed it in the users controller, but now we also need it here. And indeed, this filter is potentially generally useful, so let's move it from here to the controller that's the base class of all controllers, namely the application controller. If we put it in here, then because of inheritance, because of this line here, and this line here, it will automatically be available here in the micropost controller. So let's save this here, save, save, and we should be green. Oh, looks like there's one error. Oh, look at that. I still have this error here. I forgot to fix that typo. I told you it's really important to have independent tests of that helper. So let's do that. There we go. In this case, the error got caught because there's this hard coding, but this is why if you're going to eliminate this duplication by using the full title helper in all the tests, it's essential to write an independent test to catch this sort of thing. So it should be hard coded at least one place in the tests. So let's save this, close this up, and rerun the test suite. Now 2 failures. Oh, and this is because there's actually an error in the test. In fact, logged in user redirects to the login URL, which is fine. That's the right behavior. There we go.